topic related with the study of English literature. So, the today's topic is ballad. We all know that ballad is one of the most popular poetic genre of English literature, and still it is many ballads are being written by the poets community around the world. So, when we discuss about the origin of the ballad, so it is like that the epic, the ballad arises of folk literature. So this is same that the ballad was ballad also belong to the folk tradition, and it has been passed from generation through oral tradition. So it is one of the oldest form in English, other older than Chaucer, and is one of the few that are of native group. Originally, it was sung from village to village to the accompaniment of a harp or a fiddle by a strolling singer or band of singer who earned a living in this way. The minstrel usually sang in the chimney corner of the farmhouse or on the village green where a knot of eager listener would assemble to be entertained. So this form was rather being used for entertainment. In Scott, Lay of the Last Minstrel, we see him welcome to the Castle Hill. In its earliest stages, the song must have been accompanied by a crude tribal dance. So there was a dance also associated with it, because the name already suggests. Uh, Names seem to imply. For ballad, etymologically means a dancing song. So, in other form way, we can say that ballad is usually a dancing song. In the day before printing was invented, it was handed down by oral tradition. As I have already mentioned, each successive generation or locality making its own alteration to suit contemporary or local condition. Most of the ancient English ballad were collected in Bishop Percy, Relic of Ancient English Poetry, published in 1765. So now let us discuss about the distinguishing features of ballad. The ballad is a short story in verse, originally intended to be sung to an audience. Since it developed at an early age in man's cultural evolution, its subjects are deed rather than thought, and they are of simplest kind, such as memorable feud, a thrilling adventure, a family disaster, love and war, and the like. The tale is usually fierce and tragic, and frequently introduces the supernatural. So, like epic, there is supernatural element also in ballads. Maybe sometimes they are not. The form may be summarized as follows. So, the first point is that the poem is written in the ballad measure, a quatrain in which the first and the third line are 4 foot iambic, which is a short syllable followed by a long, and the second and the fourth 3 foot iambic, the later alone rhyming as in the line below. I quote, there lived a wife at you, shares will, a wheel, thy wife was she has 3 stout and a stall, what sons, and send them over the sea, unquote. So often variation in the number of both syllables and lines are introduced to suit the requirement of the thought. Then the second point, or the second characteristic of ballad, is that the tale opens abruptly. So there is a sudden opening in the ballad without any attempt at a systematic introduction, because see, it was earlier in the oral tradition form passed through generation. So sometimes it begins with question and answer which do not state who the speaker are, but make the situation quite clear, as in the ship of the fiend. I quote the lines of the poem: oh, where have you been, my long lost love, this long 7 years and mere? Oh, I am come again to seek your love and the vow that you did swear. So Meyer is Scottish dialect for more. Many of the ballad comes from Scotland. We have seen the fine example of Keats' La Bella Dame of Mercy. Also, there is a unknown narrator in this and that poem. So the third characteristic is that it is impersonal in treatment. with nothing to show the writer identity or personality. It is as though the tale told itself. The epic sometimes has personal touches like the Paradise Lost, but the ballad never. So in ballad there is no personal touch, and it can be experience related, but not many writers have written about the personal element in this. Now, the fourth characteristic is that often the same lines are separated from stanza through stanza as a refrain, and stock phrases are freely used. Uh, so there is a ballad, the Douglas tragedy. Uh, in that there are stanzas which illustrate at this point. Uh, I quote the lines of this ballad. Oh, they rode and on they rode, and all by the light of the moon, until they came to the Van water, and there they lighted down. Oh, they rode and on they rode, and all by the light of the moon, until they came to his mother's hall, and there they lighted down. So there is a repetition in these lines, in between the line also, as well in the stanzas also. So the above line, so the line which I have quoted just now are some of the stock phrases. They are in conventional epithet used in the ballad: merry men, milk, white hand, yellow hair, red or blood red, wine, gentle light, bonny bride, daughter dear, pretty babe. So now the fifth characteristic, and that is there is no attempt at detail of time or place. The ballad belonging to a period when both could be ignored or left vague in the interest of the story, as in The Wife of Ulysses, well quoted earlier, there lived is sufficient or it fell, it happened. The place similarity is regarded as of little moment. Now, let us discuss the kinds of ballad. Ballad is primarily of two kinds: the ballad of growth, which is also called as authentic ballad, of unknown authorship, which has been in existence for ages, and the ballad of art or literary ballad, which may be described in the words of W.H. Hudson as a literary development of the traditional form. The one is genuine, having grown up naturally among a primitive race, and the other imitative, being a curious attempt at the ballad manner. Some of the best known among authentic ballad are Chevy Chase, The Wife of Usherville, and St. Patrick's Pen. Uh, in our university, these ballad are not prescribed in the BA or MA courses. Then the literary works include Scott Eve of St. John's, Coleridge Rhyme of Ancient Mariner, and Keats La Bella Damson's Mercy. So I think Coleridge Rhyme of Ancient Mariner and Keats La Bella Damson's Mercy is being read and studied by the student all over in India. So, a minor form of ballad of art, as in the case of the epic, is the mock ballad. So, uh, as we have mock epic, in the same way we have mock ballad also, in which a comic theme is treated with the seriousness appropriate to a ballad. In everything but its humorous subject, it follows its model closely. Copper's John Gilpin is a famous example. William Maginn, The Rime of Ancient Wagner, parodying The Rime of Ancient Mariner, is another interesting specimen. Some of a few stanzas describing the Wagner fateful journey with his passenger are: the vein is full, the horse is full. Merrily did we trot along the bridge, along the road. A jolly crew I wore. The night was dark, like Noah's ark. Our wagon moved along. The hair you poured fast, loud roared the blast. Yet still we moved along and sung in chorus, Sea's loud chorus, a very charming song. Bravo, bravissimo, I cried. The sound was quite elating. But in a trice, upon the ice, we heard the horses skating. The ice was here, the ice was here, there. This is the same line as in the Rime of Ancient Mariner. It was a dismal matter to see the cargo one by one floundering in the water. With rout and roar, we reached the shore, and never a soul did sink. But in the river gone forever, swung out meat and drink. So we have also seen there are internal rhyme in many of the lines. So this is a fine example of mock ballad. So I hope this topic is clear. So if anybody has any question regarding it, you may write below the video. Thank you.